going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video I've got a TINDANGLE deck profile for you guys, which is a new archetype coming out in the next set called Extreme Forces. So yeah, this deck is basically based around flip effects, and if you watch my latest video, which was Gravekeepers vs TINDANGLE, that's when I first saw them, and I thought they were pretty cool, so I thought I'd make a deck on them. So yeah, let's get into it. Firstly, we have two TINDANGLE Hounds. It's a level 7 flip effect monster. You can target one other face-up monster on the field. This card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack, then change that monster to face-down defense position. It's a really good card. You can target either your own monster or your opponent's monster. Either way, he gains more attack, and if it's your opponent, then if it's got lower defense, you can attack the defense position monster and gain its attack. If it's your own monster, then it benefits you because you can activate the flip effect again. So if you have two set monsters, you can flip your other one first, activate the effect, flip this, target the other monster, flip it face down, he gains attack, and that monster can go back to being face down, and you can activate the effect later on. Also, each monster your opponent controls loses 1000 attack for each monster linked to it. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one set monster on the field, change to face-up defense position, so I guess he just activates one of your monster effects before it dies. Next we have two TINDANGLE Intruders. So also a really good card. When it's flipped, you can target one TINDANGLE card from your deck. You can add one TINDANGLE card from your deck to your hand. So it pretty much just searches. But also when it is normal, when this card is normal summon, you can send one TINDANGLE card from your deck to the graveyard. That works really well with the spells and trap cards in the deck. Well, you can use the effects of the spell and trap cards, but you can also send monsters if you want, and their monster effects can be activated as well. For example, you can send the same card because it says that if a monster is special summoned to your field in face down defense position while this card is in your graveyard, special summon this card in face down defense position. You can only use the effect once per turn, so that's really good for that. Then we have TINDANGLE Base Gardener. If you control a set monster, which you most likely will, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. You can only special summon TINDANGLE Base Gardener once per turn this way. Just, so you don't spam it. If you have 3 and you just have a set, you can special summon 3. If a monster is normal or special summoned to a zone when an opponent if a monster is normal or special summons to a zone an opponent's link monster points to while this monster is on the field, except in the damage step, you contribute this card special summon one TINDANGLE monster from your hand or deck in attack position or face down defense position. That can also trigger TINDANGLE Intruders effect if you special summon a face down defense position. That part does sound pretty complicated, but it's basically if your opponent special summons a monster to a zone to a opponent's link. If a monster is normal or special summoned to a zone, an opponent's link monster points to. So if your opponent has a link monster and it points to a zone where you special summon, you contribute this card and then special summon TINDANGLE monsters. That's pretty complicated text. Next we have 3 TINDANGLE Angels. Really good card. You can special summon one flip monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position, except TINDANGLE Angel. Then if this effect is activated during your opponent's battle phase, end the battle phase. So if your opponent attacks this, 1000 in defense, so if it's not destroyed, then end battle phase. If it is destroyed still, you special summon one flip monster from your hand or graveyard in face down defense position. Again, when you do that, you can trigger TINDANGLE Intruders effect. Next we have TINDANGLE Trinity. When it's flip face up, you can special summon one TINDANGLE Base Gardener from your deck, which is basically this card. If this card is flip face up, your TINDANGLE monsters cannot be destroyed by battle while this card is face up on the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for a link summon of a TINDANGLE link monster, you can add one Gurgon's End from your deck to your hand, then send one spell or trap card from your deck to the graveyard. Gurgon's End is here, we'll get into that later on, but it is good for link monsters. Last TINDANGLE monster we have is TINDANGLE Apostle. This is actually one of the best cards in my opinion. When it's flipped, you can change up to 3 set monsters you control to face up defense position. And if they are all TINDANGLE monsters, you can add up to that many TINDANGLE cards from your deck to your hand. So if you have quite a few set monsters and you flip this face up, not only can you flip them and activate their effect, but you can also damage Tindangle cards from your deck to your hand, which is pretty broken. 3 Ash Blossoms, pretty self-explanatory, you need it in this meta. Maxi, again self-explanatory. Battle Fader, that's just to, you know, keep your monsters set if you need to keep them on the field. And Roller Lockbird, again just like Ash Blossom. Tuller of Darkness, which is just because Tindangles are dark monsters. Foolish Bale Goods, again you want to be sending your spell traps to the graveyard. We'll come on to that in a second, why you want to be doing that. Terraforming, just to get your field spell. Cosmic Cyclone 3, just for a little bit of back row removal, or you want to banish their field spell. I don't know if it's Nagel's or Nagel's Protection. What's called Nagel's Protection. Tindangle monsters in your main monster zone cannot be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect. That's just good on its own. That could work really well with Angel. Flip search summon if something in face on position and it's not destroyed, and you end the battle phase. It's pretty good. But just your monsters in general can't be destroyed, even though some of them do have 0 defense, but that doesn't really matter. Second effect, the first battle damage your Tindangle monster inflicts to your opponent each turn becomes doubled. That is whether they attack you, you attack them. Battle damage doubled. If your defense is lower, then your opponent doesn't lose any life points, but again your monster's not destroyed anyway. Last effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard and discard 1 Tindangle card, add this same card to your hand. Pretty good way to get this card if it is in your graveyard. Next is a field spell. Now I'm pretty confused about this, but I'll read the text first. So while you control 3 or more Tindangle monsters, your opponent's monsters cannot attack. Okay, that makes sense. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target 1 Tindangle monster you control, give control of it to your opponent. That is the effect, which I don't understand. If you guys do know, just leave in the comments below, but I'm confused as to why you're giving your monster to your opponent. I mean, at first I was thinking if it's face down and you give control of it to your opponent, you can attack it to flip it, but that's not going to benefit you, is it? Third effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard and discard 1 Tindangle card, add 1 of this same card to your hand, just like Nagel's Protection. Now for the traps, we have Tindangle Delaunay, whatever. This is a really good card. When you take battle damage from an opponent's attacking monster while you have 3 or more Tindangle monsters with different names in your graveyard, destroy the attacking monster, and if you do, special summon 1 Tindangle Acute Cerberus from your extra deck. That's this card. Next effect is if you control no monsters in the extra monster zone, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 3 Tindangle monsters with different names in your graveyard, special summon in face down defense position. Yeah, that's actually really, really good card. So it lets you link summon, and then if you do have quite a few cards in your graveyard, you can activate Foolish Bale Goods or this card, send it to your graveyard, banish it, special summon 3 in face down defense position. Activate this card if you've got it. If it's in your graveyard, banish it, discard another card, and then get it back to your hand, activate it, and then those 3 monsters can't be destroyed. So it's very good, nicely linked up cards. Now Gurgon's End, which you can also get from this card. Target 1 Tindangle Link monster you control, which is going to be Cerberus. Equip it with this card. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, your opponent cannot target with card effects. Okay. Once per turn, if there is a monster in every zone that the equipped monster points to, you can destroy this card and as many of those monsters as possible. Then, if all of them were destroyed, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monsters that was equipped with this card. Equal to the attack of the monster that was equipped with this card. You can destroy. Wait. Return if there is a monster in every zone the equipped monster points to. You can destroy this card and as many of those monsters as possible. Then, if all of them were destroyed, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the monster that this card was equipped to. So, actually, we'll explain that after when we get onto this link monster. Next, we have Sinister Yorishiro. This is just like a separate card which I chose to add. Basically, each turn 1 level 5 or higher fiend type monster you normal summon can be summoned without tributing. that's basically just going to be these fiends, but you can also summon them without tributing. And if exactly one normal summon set level 5 or higher fiend type monster and no other card was destroyed, you can send this card to the graveyard instead, so nice protection as well. And 2 strikes, that's again, you should have strike in a deck anyway, can be helpful on stopping your opponents. Then we do have quite a few link monsters, which I will just hover over, you can read. But the main, I'm just going to speak about like the main one, which is Cerberus. So we have Burrowload Dragon, 3 Burst Blast Dragon, Decode Talker, Perpetual King Archfiend, Subterra Behemoth Fiendess, Subterra Behemoth Fiendess, Akashic Magician, Kriston Needle Fiber, Proxy Dragon, and Linkaribo. But getting back on Tindangle Acute Cerberus, 3 Tindangle monsters needed, but you can just use this card anyway. If you have 3 or more Tindangle monsters with different names in your graveyard, including at least 1 Tindangle based Gardener, this card gains 3000 attack. So it just has 3000 attack straight off. Gains 500 attack for each Tindangle monster it points to at the end of the battle phase. If this card declared an attack, you can special summon 1 Tindangle token with 0 attack and 0 defense, which can be used to, further blink summon. You can blink summon Linkaribo if you need to. But that's a really good effect, and that's why they're gonna lose 3000 attack from Gergon's End. Which one equal to the attack of the monster? Yeah, so they'll lose 3000 attack basically. But yeah, 45 cards in the normal deck and 13 in the extra deck. You can add all the cards that you want. Don't need to use all of them. I just chose that some, random link monsters, other than obviously Proxy Dragon or Decode Talker or Linkaribo, some other cards. But this is the main link monster you're going to be using anyway. But thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do think I can make this deck better, I've just made a rough deck after watching someone play it. But if you do think I can improve the deck, just leave it in the comments below. Also, if you can leave in the comments below why you want to give control over your monster to your opponent, leave that in the comments below as well. But I think it's a really good deck, and it's good fun. But yeah, if you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next video.